The history of the automotive industry in Colombia is very interesting. It began in the 1960s with an effort to strengthen industrial production in developing countries. Colombia benefited from this global policy, and thus assembly and production plants were installed in Bogota and Medellin from American and French brands, respectively. The first 4 decades were glorious for the industry as Colombian production was protected by high tariffs on vehicle imports. The production of auto parts grows and commercialization with neighboring countries increased as a result, turning this industry into a leading economic force. 1991, economic opening. Other brands began to enter the country's market and the booming national automotive industry slightly dampened. Then the year 2007 arrived. Political tensions drove Venezuela and Colombia to close borders, and the entire industry reeled from that impact the following years, reducing production and even closing some manufacturing plants. Since 2011, the country, through the industry's development leaders, saw potential to partner with UNIDO in giving a greater boost to the industry. Why promote it? Not only because the ability to produce vehicles is an indicator of a country's economic power, but also because in the history of humanity, the automotive industry has proven to be a prime mover in industrial revolutions that drive the development of other sectors. At that time, Colombia was negotiating a free trade agreement with the Republic of Korea. That benefited millions of consumers, but it also puts the auto sector at risk because Koreans are world leaders in industrial vehicle production. This revealed an important issue: the Colombian auto industry is vulnerable. In 2016, the Korea International Cooperation Agency, (KOICA) itself, financed a technical cooperation project, devised and implemented by UNIDO, with the Ministry of Commerce, Industry, and Tourism of Colombia as its official counterpart in the country, and reinforced by the valuable support and commitment from the private sector. The purpose is to improve the competitiveness of the industry. We now find ourselves in 2021. It has been 5 years since the project started, and we have very good news. To talk about it, we will follow the 4 intervention areas that were defined for the project. Area 1, Vehicle Policies and Regulations. It is very clear that the regulatory context has a huge impact on industrial development. Therefore, within the framework of our project, we created a strategic plan for the regulations required by the industry in Colombia. Working with the DNP, we provided inputs for the definition of the Industry 4.0 policy. We have also raised awareness about the importance of adopting international safety standards to reduce accident rates and deaths on the road. We offered technical support to policies for economic growth and employment, where we helped define priorities for development, and we promoted the adoption of best practices for decision-making on regulatory matters, encouraging the measurement of economic, social, and environmental impacts of public policy, and the creation of advisory spaces on road safety and automotive regulation. Area 2, Strengthening Quality Infrastructure Institutions. This area of the project works under a premise: quality results in efficiency, productivity, and competitiveness. Thus, we have offered technical support to improve reliability and performance of testing and calibration services of 12 laboratories to meet the requirements of the ISO IEC 17025-2017 standard. At the same time, we work with the National Institute of Metrology, INM, and Econtech. Regarding the INM, the challenges have been, on the one hand, for the industry to better understand the services it provides and the benefits of using them, and, on the other hand, to strengthen its offer by updating the knowledge of its technical staff and improving processes. These achievements have also benefited all sectors of the economy. It is also worth mentioning the installation of a laboratory to guarantee the national and international traceability of hardness and penetrability measurements. This is of vital importance for the industry, and there was not one of its kind, so the producers either did not calibrate their equipment, which meant an increase in quality defects, or incurred higher costs and complexities in this activity. Therefore, the hardness laboratory is one of the most important achievements of the project, benefiting both the automotive industry and other productive sectors that are already using it. As to the work with Econtech, 2 actions stand out. First, the strengthening of the strategic surveillance of trends and global perspectives in science and technology to incorporate innovation into the essential functions of the Institute. Thus, for example, we created a new research methodology, used data mining, and expanded its long-term vision, seeking the swift adaptation of Colombian standards so that national products remain current and competitive in the global market. Second, the development of eConecta, a technology platform that facilitates a more participatory process in defining norms, improves public consultation mechanisms, and facilitates technical and scientific dialogue. The purpose is to foster innovation and competitiveness in the automotive industry, as well as promote consensus among stakeholders in the definition of standards. Area 3. Improving the competitive performance of companies. The third area of the project consisted of helping companies to be more productive. The first step, then, was to capacitate them towards greater compliance with market requirements. We started with comprehensive awareness-raising efforts, workshops, courses, and webinars to discuss current regulations and emphasize the importance of compliance. With a more specific group of companies, we held workshops to review issues and share know-how and experience. Then, with the most committed participants, interventions were delivered to their companies, providing specialized technical support to design and implement action plans, particularly to achieve compliance with the requirements of IATF 16949-2016. As a result, we have improved QCD, quality, cost, and delivery processes across 40 companies. We increased trained personnel through a free training program in operation since 2018, created together with SENA. We helped streamline production chains and strengthen 31 companies to become globally competitive. Furthermore, we have helped many companies to create new products, sometimes collaboratively with each other, especially through the creation of the Design and Simulation Network with Colombia Productiva. This network is an endeavor to ensure that the capacity for innovation is lasting. Area 4. Identifying and leveraging market opportunities and attracting foreign investment. Standards, quality infrastructure, and ready producers. Now it was time to compete in the international market. The history of this industry in Colombia was prosperous, but it was limited to the country's borders, and therefore internal economic and political fluctuations weakened it. How to strengthen its participation in the international market and how to attract foreign investment to improve the sustainability of the sector. Jointly with ProColombia, we created the catalog of industrial capabilities to show clients and investors from all over the world the manufacturing performance of our companies. We trained these companies to help them close business deals in different world fairs, and we supported them in promotional events within the framework of an internationalization and diversification strategy towards markets such as the United States, Canada, Mexico, and Brazil. This strategy also included public relations campaigns, participation in specialized publications, and the creation of an automotive online platform to close deals and search for investors, AutomotiveColombia.com. The search for foreign investment had the purpose of further strengthening the industry. To achieve this, we needed to promote technological exchange with global industries. We held investment workshops with companies, the importance of debt and financing, and how to prepare to receive investment, for example. We supported ProColombia in holding meetings with potential investors and in participating in Hannover Messe, the most important industrial fair in the world. We initiated the use of UNIDO benchmarking methodology to compare Colombian and global industries, and thus evaluate the level of competitiveness as well as to identify areas that need more investment. We applied the COMFAR tool to financially assess short and long-term investment projects, and we provided support to foreign investors to make sure they knew and understood the Colombian legal framework, the possibilities of associativity, links with suppliers, and the development of the supply chain. We also produced a guide that allows investors to explore local industry highlights and identify the potential to build their supply chains in Colombia, among other strategies. 2020 and other sustainability achievements. These 4 areas that defined at the project outset in 2016 had, without a doubt, helped prepare the industry for the difficult times ahead in 2020. Nevertheless, we had to strengthen the program to face new challenges of the pandemic. We made guidelines for reactivation, biosecurity, and business continuity. This helped the sector be among the first to reactivate, avoid company closure, and mitigate payroll reductions. Additionally, the new and improved industrial capacity of the automotive industry contributed to addressing pandemic-induced challenges by manufacturing masks, stretchers, and disinfection chemicals, designing respirators, and solving transportation needs. The project supported companies so that they could offer services beyond their original business scope, thus generating additional income. Finally, with a holistic approach, the project made great contributions to increase gender awareness, understanding that the inclusion of more women in the industrial chain increases competitiveness and productivity. Our activities were carried out in line with the objectives and methodologies of the UN Women's Empowerment Principles. In 2016, when we started this project, our purpose was to secure Colombia's position as one of the regional leaders in the manufacturing of vehicles and auto parts. 5 years later, it's safe to say that we have fulfilled our mission as recognized by the foremost actors in the industry, and in many respects, we have exceeded our expectations. We are confident that Colombia will have more jobs, more resilience, more industry, and more capacities to transform its economy thanks to great endeavors like this one.